Jared, thanks for joining us as always, and obviously another tough one. But first half, much better offensive performance. What was working better in the first half than the previous couple of weeks?
We just kind of got back to who we are and what we do, and I thought we were just a little bit more aggressive and just kind of putting our foot on the pedal a little bit and doing it, how we should, and it certainly felt good in that first half.
Conversely, what happened in the second half?
Yeah, it's well, we shot ourselves in the foot there, early on those first two drives, those penalties, and then after the third drive, we put a pretty good drive together and got stopped on fourth down. But we only got 3 chances at it, and sometimes that's how it goes.
It's something Dan Campbell has said an awful lot, and I think it's something the players have said a lot, that how close you guys are, and yet a season and a half into it, I think people are tired of hearing how close it is. What are the players saying about it in the locker room behind the scenes? You guys have talks about, like, what are we doing? Why is it we're so close we can't get there? What do we have to do to get to the win instead of a close loss?
Yeah, that's always the question, right? Is what does it take to get over the top? And if we knew the answer, it would have been solved by now. So it's constantly just trying to do your job. And at the end of the games, I think typically, the teams that are winning these games at the end, someone's making a play, someone's not making a mistake, someone is doing something extraordinary. It's typically when those plays happen and when good things happen and good teams finish games like that.
What's the experience that you can help bring to the team? Because obviously you were with the Rams prior to that, where you guys learned how to finish games and you finish games pretty well. How do you get to that point where the games are finished, and what do you tell the team about what you learned in your previous stop?
Yeah, again, it's practiced. It's something that is in you, and once you do it, it's easier to see it and easier to feel it. And we just have to do it, man. We just have to do it. It's been a long time. We've been saying we're close for a while, and it means nothing really. We've been close for a long time, and needs to start winning some games and finishing these games off. And again, it's not that we're playing poorly. We're doing a lot of good things on both sides of the ball at times, and need to find a way to make one more play, make 2 more plays, make 3 more, and finish these games.
You kind of partially answered my next question, but we've talked to you every week, and we get done, and we often say, Jared's a pro. He knows what he's doing. We can ask him almost anything, and he seems to be able to handle it. But you guys, at 1-6, it feels like from the outside, you look at this and go, what are they playing for? I mean, what is left to play for? And how do you show up every day, work with the same intensity and the same professionalism when it feels like the season has slipped away?
Yeah, that's just who you are. That's what you're built of. That's what you're made of, and that's all I know, and that's all we all know in this locker room. Is I'm certain of one thing, is that these guys fight, and we won't quit, and we'll continue to push forward and put some W's on the board. Just continue to push forward, show up Wednesday with a good attitude, and do our best every day. That's what we do. We're professionals, and we've got a good group of those guys, certainly. As
a veteran, have you had to kind of ever police that and make sure guys don't slip, or is that just not something that happens?
In our locker room, I really haven't. It's been a good group of guys that don't quit, that don't quit on each other, that do our best every single practice, every single day, and there's no like, oh shoot, we're whatever our record is, and this sucks. There's none of that. There's no moping. It's good energy every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and good energy on Sundays. We just got to find a way to make 1 or 2 more plays and come out with a W.
When you play a game against the Dolphins and you see guys like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and what that speed can do for an offense and what they did against the Lions defense, how excited do you get about what it's going to be like when Jamison Williams hits the field for the Lions?
Yeah, no, those 2 guys are as good as it gets in this league, and from the sideline watching, it's pretty impressive seeing how fast they are in person and what they can do to open up that offense there, and how they make things easy on the play caller, the quarterback, the O-line. The guys like that can really help everything out. And Jamison, by all standards, seems to be one of those guys too. We need to get him on the field and see it firsthand. But we're excited whenever that day comes for him to be out there and be running around and hopefully making a similar impact.
Is he running around in practice yet?
What do you mean at
Like,
practice?
is he showing any signs that he's close? Is he running routes? Is he doing anything in practice that makes you believe he's close?
I don't know where his progression is, but no, he's not practicing.
Okay, gotcha.
How do you guys as players, I mean, today's trade deadline day, and obviously lots of movement could be had on a day like today. How do players handle it? I know it's a day off for you being the Tuesday, but do you guys stay in touch with each other if you hear any rumors? Are you on the phone, or what goes on?
I'll refresh my feed and see if anything happens, but for the most part, just kind of do my work. Get ready to go for Wednesday tomorrow, and if something were to happen, of course, you reach out to your teammates and make sure they're all right. But for the most part, I think I'll find out at the same time everyone else does, and just be here and be supportive if something were to happen.
Was there a move that was made in the past that either really hurt you because you guys lost a player that you didn't want to lose, or one that really excited you because you gained, a Pro Bowl player that thought you could take it to the next level?
I think I believe it was the year we went to the Super Bowl in LA. We traded for Dante Fowler right around this time, and he was in Jacksonville, and he's playing fine, but I think when we added him, it kind of added a completely new dimension to our defense, and he finished the season with us. He probably had 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks, and was able to help us through the playoffs, and made a huge play in the NFC Championship to kind of push us into the Super Bowl. So guys like that can always help, and premium pass rushers, pass catchers, any of those guys that can really change a game, it always helps.
So there's a play in the game, 4th and 2 late. You kind of mentioned it earlier, and you had the deep shot to to Josh Reynolds. Tell us a little bit about that play when the short, maybe higher percentage pass gets you a first down, but the defense dictates. According to Dan Campbell this morning, it sounded like the defense dictates you go deep. But take us through that play. What was called and how the ball ended up going deep.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The defense kind of dictated the check that was made there at the line of scrimmage, and there's really two options on that play. And then Josh, had a step on the guy, and wish we would have connected. We just didn't. But that's kind of where the ball needs to go there when they play that defense. Just didn't connect.
There was another play in that game. I don't know how many times this has happened to you in your career, but you caught a batted pass.
Yeah.
How many times has that happened to you in your career?
I was trying to remember. I think I may have done it once before, but I've never gotten positive yards out of it. I think I've maybe caught one and then took what would have been a sack for -4 or 5, and you're kind of like, why did I catch that? But that one, I kind of felt a lane. Right, it all happened so fast, but I felt like kind of a lane open in front of me. So I'm like, all right, I'll catch this and try to take off, and was able to get, I think, 3 or 4 yards, and it's a nice positive gain, nice completion, catch, and positive gain for us.
This weekend, it's Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. You guys are both Cal guys. What was it like following Aaron Rodgers at Cal?
Yeah, it's fun. I grew up. He was only there for a year and a half, but he was one of my favorites growing up. I remember vividly him coming out for the draft, and I was a young 49er fan, and really wanted them to take him, just a local guy from the Bay Area. They took Alex Smith, and that worked out great for them as well, and as well as it did for the Packers. But I vividly remember those days of rooting for him, and it's always been fun playing against him and getting to say hi, and has become a guy I'm friendly with, and obviously a tremendous player for our league.
So yesterday there was news that Aubrey Pleasant was let go, and the secondary coach, and we'd heard nothing, but he was a up and comer in this league. So it's kind of we were kind of shocked, to be honest with you. What was your take on that? As obviously the business part of it can make it tough.
Yeah, always tough. You never want to see that happen, but Dan has to make decisions, and that he thinks is in the best interest of the team. I think Aubrey's a tremendous coach and has an incredibly bright future for as long as he wants to coach, and I'm sure it'll be for a long time. But a guy that I've been with now for 6 years, and I think has been a tremendous coach, and that's ultimately Dan's decision.
One final thing from me: if a trade does go down today, is there a position you'd like to see improved?
Nope. I'm on board with whatever they want to do. We'll see. Got about 6 hours now left, and if something does happen, great. If not, we'll move forward.
Was it a busy night with trick-or-treaters in the Goff household last night?
We had 2 or 3. Yeah, it was it was a little wet. It was a little rainy, so I think it kind of kept some kids inside, maybe at least where I live. But no, we had 2 or 3 come by and say go Lions and gave them a little candy. It was fun.
If you had to dress up for Halloween as one of your teammates, past or present, who would it be?
Oh boy. There's somebody at the door right now.
Give him some candy.
Past or present, I could do Aiden Hutchinson pretty good right now, I think. Just get the goatee going, walk around with a jug of water, maybe show my abs a little bit. That'd be pretty easy.
That's great. Jared, thanks for your time. Go answer the door. We'll talk again next week.
All right, guys. Thank you.
There he is, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions quarterback.